All right, welcome everybody. This is Loretta and there's Paul. Look at that shirt. Awesome. Good to see you, Paul. Well, this is Lorette. As you know, this is our Freelancing Genius training, and we are so excited for you guys to join us today. And we've known Paul for many, many years. If you guys seen the email, we had a picture with Paul at a rugby match. So not only have we spoken on many stages with Paul around the world, but we've also hung out and had some fun as well. And so Paul is going to talk to you today about stop wasting time and start earning money. He has been doing extremely well. He's an author, speaker, and all these great things. And he has an awesome shirt there, ReThink Social Media. That's his brand. I love it. And I'm glad to welcome Paul.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Lorette, for having me here today, and Alicia, of course, and Raina, who's been helping in the background. Can I just check that everybody can hear me okay, see me okay? They can see the black and white version and the color version of me. You can, fantastic. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, Eni. Okay, Thomas. Okay, great stuff. So I'm just going to wait around another 30 seconds and then we'll just officially get started. But just let me know, if you don't mind, now that I can see the chat, just let me know where in the world you guys are at. If you've just joined us now, please let us know. If you haven't, let us know already. I know we've got some from the US, some from Norway, Eni from London, Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, I was there in January. Isabir. Ohio, Maryland, Alberta, Canada. Okay, so you guys get ready to get started? Just type in yes if you're ready to get started. Okay, let's do this. Welcome everybody. My name is Paul O'Mahony and I am here today to show you how to stop wasting time and how to start earning money on social media, regardless of what your opinions about social media are. So let me start with a question for all of you. Can I ask a simple question for you? For you right now, type in yes if you think it's difficult for you to make money on the internet. Just type in yes if honestly for you the answer is yes. It is a little bit tricky for me right now. Okay, and no matter where I do this across the globe, the answer is usually the same, right? Yes, 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 yes. Lots of S's, lots of Y's. Okay, now can I ask you a second question, please? Can you type in how many days it is since you purchased something on the internet? Type in 0 if you bought something today, 1 if you bought something yesterday, 5 if you bought something about 5 days ago. Okay, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 5, 7, 2, 1, 3, 0, 0, 0. Oh boy, 0, 4, 7, 0, 5, 2. Okay, well, let me tell you the good news. You are already an expert at making money on the internet. The only problem is it's for somebody else. Does that make sense? You are an expert. You are proficient at making money on the internet. You know exactly how to do it, but you only know how to transfer the money in one direction, from you to them. Hands up or type in yes or yes, please, if you'd love to know how to turn it around, how to get the money to flow the other way, from them to you, right? So much of this is a mental game, that we think that somehow the internet's a scam, you shouldn't go near it, yet we spend so much of our money every single day online, right? It's crazy, but it's so true. Sometimes we forget the most obvious things in the world. Every time you're buying something, somebody else is selling something. Every time you're spending money, someone else is earning money. We just got to figure out, how do we turn this around so that instead of you losing money on a day-to-day basis, going to other people, how do we bring it to you? And that is what I want to share with you today. How can we turn this whole thing around? And it's this device, the smartphone, that is the game changer and what gives you just such an incredible opportunity that has never been before. Type into the chat right now, guilty, if you have a smartphone within 12 inches of your hand right now. Type in guilty. Guilty as charged, right? Absolutely guilty, right? Some of you are even watching me on a smartphone right now. What does that mean? Well, funnily enough, 10 years ago, this would not be the same situation. This is the addiction of society. It's the device that wakes us up in the morning. We carry it around with us all day long in our handbags, and that's just the men. We bring it into the bathroom where nobody else or nothing is welcome in, right? Last thing at night, we kneel down beside our beds, not to give thanks anymore, but to look for this, the charger, to plug our device in. We couldn't care less if our partner is charged first thing in the morning, but it's like our idea of the worst nightmare if your phone starts off with just 12% charge in the morning, right? That is the world that we live in today. But the most important thing is let's not judge that. Let's not decide that it's right or wrong or good or bad, because we all know it's something in the middle. But here's what I want to tell you. Here is what I want to tell you. That device, this device for most people, is their number one liability. It serves one primary purpose in people's lives. It takes time out of their lives and money out of their pockets. It's getting rid of their precious money and time. But at the exact same moment, it is making somebody else money and making somebody else free up their time. So the same device can be your number one asset or your number one liability. I want to show you today how this device can become your number one asset. Anybody excited about that? How to find out how to make your phone worth its weight in gold to you every single day? Because we've never had a better opportunity. There are now more phones on the planet than people. People have them with them all day long. You have an opportunity that people will talk about for decades. People will look back at this year and wonder, how was everybody not a millionaire? Was that not the time when you could just decide to set up a business and you could sell anything to anybody, anywhere, at any time without a license? You just decided. That is now. And you could run an ad for less than $1 on Facebook. That is now. For a cent on Twitter. That is now. When people didn't realize the power that was in their hands, that is this exact moment. So I'm so excited to share this with you at this time, especially given what's been happening across the globe, the challenges that we've been facing. You know, every single person's been affected by that in many ways. However, if you had an online business, if you've been learning anew how to use the internet as a tool, you could have been doing very well for yourself. I've taken some screenshots here from one particular website that we have right through the pandemic of 2020 to show you what's possible. July 232,000, June 241,000, May 578,000, April 493,000, February 329,000. For some people, this is like lottery winning money, once in a lifetime stuff. But this is monthly in the middle of the worst part of the pandemic. I'm not trying to impress you, believe me, that's not what I want to show you, but I do want to show you something, that there is absolute hope. There is a real opportunity sitting right in front of each and every one of you right now, that when people are despairing and down and out and depressed and really frustrated, there always has to be the upside. The upside is this: there has never been more money spent on the internet than right now. Ads have not been this cheap in years. Never have more people been so comfortable spending money on the internet, making money for people just like you. It's time that you took your share, right? Because literally last 7 days here, 204,000, last 4 weeks, 552,000, last 12 months, 1.6 million. With this account, last 4 weeks, 70,000, last 12 months, 2.14 million. It's time to learn how. And believe it or not, it's a straightforward process, but let's define what camp you are in to begin with. Who is this for? Well, firstly, those of you that are business owners, please type into the chat number 1 if you are a business owner right now. Because you should know, and I'm sure you do, that you could be doing a lot better with social media. It may not be giving you what you need right now. It's been disappointing to you. You might have tried Facebook ads, haven't worked out, etc. That's not a Facebook problem. That's usually a lack of understanding of how it can work in your favor. But you know you need to use it better. You may not particularly want to, but you know it's a real opportunity. How many of you fall into camp number 2? Type in 2 if you want to be an influencer. You want to share your message. You want to get it out in front of other people. You actually genuinely have something you want to share with others. You don't mind taking pictures of yourself. You don't mind speaking publicly. Author, speaker, coach type camp. It's usually only about 20%. Only about 1 in 5 are crazy enough to fall into that category, right? Now, number 3, though, I'm going to guess most of you fall into this category. You don't have a business. You actually don't like social media. You don't understand why people spend their lives on it. You really don't like taking selfies and putting pictures of your dinner publicly up for everybody else to see. you really think, what the hell is wrong with people? What are they doing on this thing? Are they just completely mental? But if you could bring in money into your life and nobody ever needed to know it was you, and you didn't need your own products or services, or you didn't have business experience or didn't need to have it, and you didn't need to be technical, you think, you know what, I'm all over that. Type in number 3 if that sounds more like you, right? That you think, yeah, bring it on. And guess what? That is exactly where I started from. And even though I've written this book, Rethink Social Media, and sold nearly 30,000 copies of it, I'm totally fine with telling you that I don't even like social media, right? There's an irony. But I don't like the fact that people spend their entire lives looking at other people's lives all day, every day. But what I do want you to do today is to rethink it, because there's the way that we think about it in the general media is one thing. It's a completely other thing to use it for business. That's what I'm here to share with you, to rethink how it's used. So you use it as a tool, not as an addiction. You use it as something to help you set you free financially and time-wise, not locking you down and giving you something that you're just constantly focused on. That's what we're here to do today. And it's a simple 4-step process. And like anything simple, it's simple to do or simple not to do. So hopefully today you are going to be convinced that this is so simple that you are absolutely going to do this, that you're absolutely going to do this. So let's make sure, if you don't have a notepad or a pen, that you grab that right now, lock the door, remove all distractions, stay completely focused on this, because believe me, this is going to be completely worth your while. I'm going to go step by step through this process. We're even going to go into social networks and show you how you find the perfect people for your business, even if you don't have one. We target wealthy people, people based on how much money they earn, target people based on their net worth, just stuff that's almost impossible to believe, but it's all ahead of you. We're going to learn all of that in this training right now. So we start off with the first step of picking a niche or a niche where people consistently have a problem every single day. Then we move to social media and find people who are likely to have that problem. Then we invite people away from social media by asking them for their contact details so that we can move them into the relative privacy of an email list as opposed to the noise of social media. And the final step then is, well, what can you offer to these people on a consistent basis that they're highly likely to give you money, right? That they're highly likely to, without trying to trick them into anything, without trying to figure out some magical machine or magical button that people don't know about. Money at the end of the day is very simple. Your income is a direct outcome of the amount of people that you help. And anybody that's really measured or got to a measure of wealth that's very substantial, understand that the key to wealth is breaking the connection between being paid per hour rather to being paid per value delivered. So what comes in is a direct result of what goes out. In other words, your income is a direct outcome of the amount of people that you help. Why else would you want to be on social media? Because it's full of people, billions of them, ready to spend their money, ready to complain, ready to look for solutions to problems that they live with every day of the week. So the most important thing, I think, to begin with is picking a business where you're making this simple for yourself. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Don't get confused with a lot of motivational talk about, follow your passion and figure out what your vocation is so you'll be on vacation for the rest of your life. All that stuff for me is very dependent on a lot of things. For me, and maybe a lot of you will agree with me, type in agree if you agree with this. Wouldn't it be better just to take the pressure off financially first? Let's just get the money in. Let's take the stress away. Let's remove the neediness. And then we can start to think a bit more about, well, what do I actually want to do? Because when you're short of money, it's almost impossible to think of what you would like to do in a world where money wasn't a problem or where money wasn't a constraint. Because that is how we're wired. So I would love to paint, but nobody would buy it. Or I'd love to write poetry, but no one's going to read it until I die, right? So that's the kind of thing that I have found. Your hobbies end up costing you money, but your business creates an income, right? So that's what I would love for you to understand. Is this is how I learned it. It's just give people what they want. And what do they want? Well, picking a niche comes down to, as Zig Ziglar puts it, just you can have everything in life you want if you would just help enough other people get what they want. See that? He says what they want. Nowhere does it say give them what you want. Give them your passion. give them what you think is best for them. It doesn't say that anywhere, right? It says give them what they want. And that is so true, so simple, but so profound. The sooner you get out of your own way and just let people have what they want, life gets so much easier. So what do people want across every country, culture, continent that we've all been to? They want to be healthier, they want to be wealthier, and they want to be happier. What's incredible about these three areas is that you're all very familiar with them. One. Number two, they're addictive. You can never wake up in the morning, take one pill, and be healthy for the rest of your life. The same with wealth. You don't make one decision and that's it. Wealth is sorted. And third, happiness, right? It's a constant pursuit. So there are always more people looking for the next level of health, the next level of wealth, the next level of happiness. That's a critical component of having a successful business. Pick something where people are going to always want more. One of the worst things you can do in business is pick a one-stop fix, like helping people stop smoking. Because if the success of your client is the failure of your business, you're not in a good business. What do I mean by that? Well, if they're successful and they stop smoking, when you email them next week and say, brand new way of stopping smoking, they're going to say, no, we're good. You figured that out for me last week, but thank you. But please stop telling me about how I can stop smoking. I've done it, right? So it's so obvious, but sometimes the obvious needs to be said openly for people to realize it. Go, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Why do people set up businesses where they just sell one thing that if that works, that's the end of that business with that client? Because what you want is when a client does some business with you, that they want to stay with you forever, that they want something more and more and more. So in their nature, these three things are addictive. People want more. And also, hundreds of thousands of products already exist that people want in these areas. So you don't even need to be creative. You don't need to come up with your own. Yes, you can if you want to, but there's more than enough there to go around already that you can get super wealthy from. And that's what's so exciting about this, because it's your choice, your business or other businesses' products. It actually makes no difference because it just means more and more cash flow for you. So pick one of those, commit to one of those only to begin with. And you are already way further down along the line than most people, because most people can't make that decision because they think it's a lifelong relationship with some sort of passion project. It's not. It's just to get going, to learn how the process works, to get to match your salary, which has taken you a lifetime to get to up until this point, how to match that in just a few months. And what an incredibly freeing feeling that's going to be when you realize, wow, 40 years the first time, a few months the second time, I think I'm finally starting to focus on the right things in life. So why do we go into social media? Because that's where people are hanging out, and your wealth is directly proportional to the amount of people that you help. Super simple, super obvious, but all the best ideas are the easiest to understand. So this could not look much simpler than three blank people sitting down on a white background. And this is actually the foundation of the business model I'm teaching you today. The one I've been teaching for 11 years and the one that I am just as excited about, if not more so today than I was when I started. Why? Because in a world when people are telling us all the time that, oh my God, the world is crashing around us, the sky is falling, everybody's feeling the pressure, the stress. Not only are they worried about their kids, they're worried about their own present, their own future, everything seems so uncertain. Well, what if I was here today to say, well, let's relax a little bit, because why don't we look at certainties rather than uncertainties? Why don't we focus on the things that will never change rather than those that continuously change? And this business model is based on something that is never going to change. In fact, many things that are never going to change. And let's just see if you agree with me on this. I don't want to just come out and say stuff and expect you to believe me. I want you to think about it and go, make sense. Can we all agree that people will never stop having problems? Type in yes if you agree with me and say, yeah, that's fair enough. People will never stop having problems, right? We know that. You've met people, right? That's all we talk about, are problems. It's not about how much money you have, how little money you have. It's all about problems. That's never going to change. So that's the first place. Get into a problem-solving area, because there's always going to be problems. The second thing that's never going to change is this. People will never stop spending their money. The entire planet are wired to get rid of their money. Before it even arrives in their bank accounts, most people have a direct automated system in place to get rid of it in case they forget to spend it themselves. It's automated. In it comes, out it goes. Credit cards, debit cards, loans, mortgages, it's already pre-planned. Imagine that was your plan. If you were single and about meeting your next partner, you already had an exit strategy agreed. You knew exactly how you were going to dump them, what you were going to say, and the time you were going to do it. How long is that partner going to hang around? Yet that's the relationship that most people have with money. But not you. I want to show you that all the odds are stacked in your favor. It's just that you didn't see it from this perspective. That's why we're here to rethink this today. People will always have problems, number one. Number two, they're wired to get rid of their money. All plans around money for most people involves getting rid of it and then go back and get more. Thirdly, so that's the first person on the left, green jigsaw puzzle, normal person, normal problems. The person on the right, an entrepreneur, the person with the blue jigsaw puzzle. If you ever saw the movie Joy from a few years ago about the incredibly inspirational lady, Lori Greiner, the inventor of the squeezy mop, she says, entrepreneurs are the only people I know that work 80 hours a week to avoid a 40-hour-a-week job. And I absolutely love that quotation, because those of you that said number one earlier as a business owner, it hurts when you go, oh my God, it's so true. I got into business because I wanted more money and more time with my family, and somehow I've got exactly the opposite. Incredibly, 96% of business owners go out of business. 96% of traditional business owners. And these are smart people. They've got degrees in business. They've gone to college. They've got masters in business. They've got masters in marketing. And somehow they only have a 4% chance of success. Guess what? I'm not here to show you how to get a 4% chance of success. That's what college is for. I'm here to show you how to have a 100% chance of success, that you win every single time. How can I say that so assuredly? Because you position yourself in the middle. And you give the people who have problems the products that they want. It's so obvious, it's so simple, you'd wonder why other people don't do it. But that is the key to success in business. As Zig Ziglar said, he said the key to have everything you want if you just give others what they want. Get out of your own way. Stop judging. Stop insisting you know better than others, because then you'll remind them of their parents or of the teachers that they didn't like. We have to just let people spend the money the way they want. There's never been more money on the planet, never been more money spent online. This is your chance. Even if you have your own products and services, don't limit your income streams to just those. Why would you just limit yourself to just this tiny way of making money when you can have a flood of money coming in by giving people what they want, right? So hopefully you're starting to get a little bit tingle of excitement now. I know I haven't given you any detail yet, because there's no point until we see the final picture. We see, okay, I get it, I understand the theory, and then we can get into the practical side of this. Does that make sense? Just type in yes if you agree and that makes sense to you. Let's see what the painting looks like before I give you the paint. Okay, perfect. Now the common question is, now maybe not for you guys because you're aware of this kind of stuff, but for many people would be, oh yeah, sure. Well, Paul, if it was that great, wouldn't everybody else be doing it? I even said that with an Irish accent, because Irish people, we are the most skeptical on the planet. But isn't it funny that we always ask, if that's so good, why aren't people without money doing it? When 99.6% of people on the planet are not millionaires, yet any time we hear of a good idea, we ask, why are the people with no money not doing this? Right? Seems like an odd question to ask. A better question might be, well, are any successful people doing this? Anybody I might have heard of that you might prove this to? Well, guess what? I can actually show you with businesses you already, every single one of you have heard of. Like Uber, the world's largest taxi company. Lyft, the world's second largest taxi company. Guess what? They don't own any vehicles. Facebook, the world's largest content sharer, doesn't create any content. Alibaba, the world's largest store, doesn't have any inventory. Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, doesn't own any real estate. Booking.com, Trivago.com, Expedia.com, ironically, Hotels.com, they don't own any hotels. Amazon doesn't write a single book. eBay doesn't create a single product. Banks don't print a single dollar of money. They sell somebody else's money. They take it off the person first in the line and they sell it to the person behind them and charge interest to keep that person interested in coming back. Sometimes things are so close to us that we don't see the wood from the trees. Type in aha if you've just had a bit of an aha moment right there where you think, what is going on? By the way, this chat is private in case you're wondering why you can't see it. Just I can see it as the speaker here, but I can see all your ahas, right? They don't take the risks of traditional businesses that fail. They don't go out and put massive outlays in cash and buy hotels and write books that nobody might ever want to buy, right? They just give people what they want. And at the same time, you've got Hertz car rental in the US that's gone bankrupt. You've got Debenhams in the UK that's gone bankrupt. Victoria's Secret going bankrupt. Traditional business models where we got to create a thing that we think that people want and they're going to go and have to do this suddenly are wiped out. It doesn't matter. The economy doesn't care if you're 100 years old or 100 minutes old. They only provide you with the value related to the value you're providing to others. And what's amazing about this is you can literally promote products that are already on eBay, products that are already on Amazon. You can book holidays for others on booking.com and get paid. You can promote cruise trips to other people and get paid. The reason you're not doing it is because it's not common practice. It's not common knowledge. It's not common sense. That's the problem with common sense. It's not very common, right? It's because the people around you, ironically, will tell you the internet's a scam. Yet they spend money on it every single day, right? Don't be crazy. Don't be trying to make money on the internet when they're too busy making other people rich on the internet. How many of you get advice from friends about money who have less money than you? Now, you're not asking for it, but they kind of insist on giving it to you. Type in yes if that sounds like you. You've got friends and family around you that are constantly advising you around what you should do with your money, right? It's a common problem, right? We often confuse friendship with financial advice when the two are often something that should be clearly kept apart. You can never learn how to get wealthy from somebody that's broke. Much like you can never learn how to run a business from a lecturer in a college who's never ran a business but are teaching the theory. I mean, would you get into a car with a teenager who just told you they'd passed their theory test? You'd probably say, have you ever driven a car? Just before we get in here and put our lives at risk, have you ever driven a car? No, I've passed the theory test. You go, well, I might pass. I might let you go by yourself for the first few outings, right? But it's so true. And we wonder then why businesses fail in the real world because we confuse qualifications in college with real life success. That used to work up until 20 years ago, but today the world has changed. And I'm just here to help you rethink that journey because I get being skeptical. I was the ultimate skeptic. That's why I make a point of being here to tell you personally my story, to show you why the way we think now is not what's going to get you to the next level. We have to rethink. If we're not happy with the results that we have, we got to do something different. If you are, fantastic. I mean, you can just listen to this for information purposes. But if you are a little bit unhappy and disgruntled, especially because you feel like you've done all the right things, you did what your parents told you to do, you had the 2.4 children, you got the mortgage the way you were supposed to, but you look at the bank account and you're somehow hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and you're thinking, this doesn't seem right. And then your neighbor says, yeah, but we're also $200,000 in debt. No problem. We're all in the same boat, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. Let's not worry about it, so, right? And then the question, but if it's this great, why isn't everybody else doing it? We discussed that already. The internet's a scam, a very standard response from most people that are helping get others rich on the internet every day of the week. You add in COVID, you add in what that's done across the globe. I'm not even going to get into it. Even I am bored of, well, everybody's bored of listening to the havoc that that has caused. But if there's any upside with it, for me, it's this. Hopefully, it's shaken a lot of people up to realize one simple thing. Most people on the planet are literally one flu away from financial ruin. Unless they get a handout of some form or another, they are literally one flu away. So that's why I want to congratulate you for watching this, because there's a million other things you could be doing. But I want to show you a system that you never have to worry about the external environment pressing in on you again, worrying about losing your job, worrying about your business going under, wondering about the shutters just being closed down when you've got nothing that you could have done about it, right? That's what we're here to talk about today. And we're going to also talk about rethinking the system that we're currently in, because in order for me to help convince you that what I'm saying has some truth behind it and it's worth thinking about, we also need to challenge the systems that we're already in. Because this number that's in front of you right now is $1.6 trillion. That is the US government's #1 asset. It is outstanding student loan debt. Outstanding student loan debt. The average amount of money it costs to go to college in the US for a middle of the road college is $37,000 a year over a 5-year program. The only loan you can never declare bankruptcy on is what? A college loan. Here's the stats. I'm not going to get into this in detail. Sources College Board here, $37,430 per year. If it's a private non-profit college, $48,000 a year. The average doctor pays back their college loan in their mid-50s. The average person spends $600,000 on interest and debt in a lifetime. Not only have we been running the wrong race, we're going at speed in the wrong direction, in the wrong race. It's time to rethink the system. You've done all the right things. It just happens in terms of that system, but the outcome was not what you wanted. It was never intended. Never in school did you talk about how you were going to be financially free, how you were going to be financially independent. I never even heard of those terminologies in school. I didn't know what it meant, right? In today's world, things have changed so dramatically that we actually think it's fine to be $500,000 in debt. We think it's normal. But that's the end of the bad news, because today I'm going to show you such a simple concept to grasp. We talked about it earlier. Solve people's problems, get paid in accordance with that. But then the question is, but Paul, I don't have a business, I don't have a product, I don't have a service, I don't know how, I'm not technical. Park all of that. Think of it very simply. You decide how much money you need to make per month to live a nice, healthy life. Let's say $5,000. I'm going to talk in US dollars today, if you don't mind. $5,000. Well, in order to do that, what you actually need to do is build an email list of 5,000 people. That's how it works. If you want to make $7,000 a month, you build an email list of 7,000 people. Rather than focusing on the money, which you don't have any control of, you focus on the people that you can help. And on average, that's the amount of money that you make. $1 per person on your list per month. Such a simple, easy formula to remember. So what an empowering thing to know, that if you need to be making an extra $2,000 a month to take the pressure off, well, what can I do? Most people will think I need to work an extra 30 hours a week. Not anymore. You need to learn, how do I build a database of 2,000 people and give them what they're looking for? Because that's what the world is about. People wake up in the morning, they figure out, what problems do I have? What money do I have to spend on solving those problems? And that's what they go and do every day of the week. So now you can benefit from that by just learning how to put the two together. And let's simplify this. So let's say on average, it costs you $1 through a Facebook ad to collect an email address. And you make the average $1 per person per month, which is quite conservative. That means you spend $1 to make $12 in a year. That's an 1,100% return on investment in a year. Now imagine going into the bank tomorrow asking them for that. So say, sorry, I think you're in the wrong building. You're looking for the asylum. It's 4 doors down on the right, right? But that's the truth of the matter. And you can have as many of these income streams as you like. How much money can you lose with a $1 ad? $1, right? But you still have the email address. And what you can do is you can grow. If one makes you 12, 2, 24, 3, 36, and you can continue to grow and grow independent, separate income streams by just learning one skill, how to give people what they want on the internet. What an amazing skill to have, to learn how to sell anything to anybody, anywhere, at any time across the planet. That's what I want to show you. Stop focusing on the product, the business, all of the things that we get lost in. Remember, 96% of traditional businesses fail. Overcomplicated, overthought, and things that are decades out of date. Everything now is about instant gratification. I want the best thing and I want it now. The best thing and I want it now. So you, just by sheer timing, you can't give people the best thing that they want at all times because you just don't have the time. So what do? You step back and say, well, let's just give them what they want. Let's get out of the way. And when you see this on social media, your brain is going to explode with ideas. So I'm telling you, you are going to be in a, when you come into this webinar with one set of problems, you're going to leave with a completely other one, about thinking, oh my God, there's so many things that I can be doing. So many things that I can be doing. So in summary, social media is not for selling or annoying or getting into people's faces and really annoying them. Instead, it's education and entertainment. We want to invite them into our email list, and that's where the money is made, in private, okay? In private. So, a little bit about myself. Just going to reset my screen here for a moment, that you see at least one person is having a problem seeing it. So if you don't mind, let's do that. So yes, this is me. This is what I look like under the cover. Well, how have I ended up speaking to you here today across the globe? Well, by a strange set of circumstances. I live an extraordinary life, I think, by most standards. I get to live in a hot country for half the year in Cyprus, live in a wet and windy for the other half of the year in Ireland. And it could have so easily been so different, because I worked in a US multinational for 9 years. I worked in a medical device company. My parents were both teachers. So I was absolutely told what I needed to do my entire life. Pass exams, go to college, get yourself a permanent pensionable job. You might remember those. They were quite popular up until they didn't exist anymore. I get to fly over 100 times a year. I'm not showing any of this to have you go, oh, wow, or anything, but I do show it because that was how I got interested in the first place. I went to an event in Ireland in 2009, and some of the speakers that were there were showing the lifestyle that they had, and it was so foreign from what I had. I started to think, what if this was actually possible? But I very nearly didn't pursue it because A, I thought the internet was a scam. Secondly, I thought that you need to be technical. You need a product or service or business experience. You need to be an entrepreneur, or family members who are entrepreneurs, like social media, etc. etc. All these blockages. Turns out you don't need any of these. In fact, what's even better is that I'm not here today. I know you're busy. Type in busy if you are already busy right now. Type in busy if you have a life that is very, very busy. It's packed. There's a schedule that is already screaming to get done. I get it, right? We've never been busier because of this device. Because of this device, that's why. If you don't have your, let me give you a little tip. If you don't have your own goals in life, this becomes your compass. This becomes your north. If you don't have your own goals, you're constantly looking at this to fulfill other people's goals. This begins today to realize I need to stop helping others get wealthy. I need to focus on what I want and how I get there. And one of the quickest ways to do that is to learn the skills I'm sharing with you today and then pass them over for somebody else to do. Get somebody else to do it for $4 to $5 an hour, right? Where they're more than happy to work for that rate because you can teach them the skills as well as paying them to do it for you. So it's an incredibly obvious thing to do when somebody shows you how. Now, I have a picture of that first conference that I went to back in 2009 that I want to share with you here. Oh, that's the wrong picture, wrong event. Here it is, back in 2009. And I always think I look a little bit like a rabbit in the headlights, because it's the first day I called in sick in 9 years in my job. I borrowed my work laptop, which I must give back at some point, and it was all American speakers, and everything was awesome. Everything was high five your neighbor. And we're Irish. We don't do any of this. Social distancing comes naturally to us. We don't need to be legally told to do that. We don't drink because we enjoy it. We drink because we need to get close enough to procreate, right? This is kind of our attitude. People were literally walking out of the door. Then one person on stage said, turn to your left, stand up and massage the shoulders of the person next to you. I was like, what? We don't touch our own family, let alone strangers. You think we're going to actually do this stuff? So I very nearly walked out and left myself. Now, clearly they didn't understand the Irish culture. They didn't understand how skeptical we were, but one speaker nailed it. He got up on stage and you know what he said? He said, you guys are smart, but you're not as smart as you think. He said, you think we're here to brainwash you. The irony is you are so brainwashed, you don't understand what's going on here. He asked each decade of people in the room, he said, if you're in your teens, put your hand up. Keep your hand up if you're running out of money at the end of the month. And all the teens kept their hand up. He said, if you're in your 20s, put your hand up. Keep it up if you're running out of money at the end of the month. And most of them kept their hand up. And then he went through the 30s, 40s, 50s. He went through all the decades. And almost every single person in the room was running out of money at the end of the month. And he said, do you think we're the crazy ones? Do you not see you're all doing the same thing each decade and you all suddenly think it's going to get better next decade? He said, it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. He said, it's because you've been brought up to believe that your wealth is somehow connected to the letters you get after your name. In other words, the qualifications that you get in college. He said, I found as a high school dropout that a much better and more accurate measure of wealth, rather than letters after your name, are numbers in your bank account. And it hit me like a bolt of lightning. I wasn't expecting this sort of profound moment where suddenly this guy was pulling the rug from under me in terms of all of my belief systems. Everything in my life was around, no, you need to get another qualification so you can get your next promotion, so you can get that extra 5%, and suddenly you'll be fine then. But then it turns out, well, you need the next one and then the next one. And he was completely right. He said, not only, as I said to you earlier, not only are you in the wrong race, you're running in the wrong race. You're going there at speed. He said, you need to figure that out, that your premise for success in wealth and life is completely off whack. It's something from decades ago that might have worked back then, but this is the first ever generation that if you do what your parents did, you're going to end up more broke than your parents. So that was a bit of a moment of shock for me, because it went against my beliefs, my friends, my family, my parents, my teachers, anybody that I knew. We were all in the same boat that I would call rich poor. Look rich on the outside, you've got a house, you've got a car, but on the inside you don't own any of it. You owe money for that. But this was my stance. But the internet's a scam, right? This couldn't be true. You almost don't want it to be true. And we're all in the same boat. What's the problem? Well, the problem is the boat that everyone's on is the Titanic, and all we're doing is discussing and rearranging the deck chairs on the top of the Titanic. And if anybody mentions putting on a life jacket or getting into a lifeboat, we call them the crazy ones. Oh, the crazy one with these crazy ideas. But the fact of the matter is, over 90% of people on the planet owe more than they own. The likelihood is, if you have a 5-year-old neighbor, a 5-year-old child next door to you, their net worth is probably higher than yours. We never question why this is the case. We never sit down and rethink, how come Johnny, who's 7 years of age next door, if we both cashed in our chips right now, he's actually worth more money than I am. But that's the reality of the world we live in today, but it's very awkward to talk about, so we rather just don't, okay? But Einstein calls it insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I went on to make $1 million from that, starting in that event in 2009 with no experience, no products, no services to begin with. I just got shown how to do this, and I just jumped in and went for it. If you look at what the wealthiest people in the world today, where does their money come from? It comes primarily from the internet. So it flew exactly in the face of the upbringing I've been in. I did everything my parents told me to do. I got the permanent job, got the qualifications, studied for exams, but somehow I was 300,000 euros in debt at 30 years of age, having done all the right things. And I'm willing to guess, and type in yes if this makes sense to you. Have you done all the right things or most of the right things? And when you look in your bank account, you go, how have I gone backwards again? How come I owe more than I own on this planet, right? It doesn't make sense, but that's what's happened. The system was designed to do that in the first place. Don't get angry with the system. Take responsibility and realize that at the same time, this is where everybody else is stuck. So why stay stuck? Let's just look at a plan and get out of this. Because I worked in a job, that was when everything changed for me. I invested in 3 separate workshops, stuck them all on my credit card, right? Stuck them all on my credit card. And I said, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? If I learn how to sell anything to anybody, anywhere, at any time, and I have that ability, I mean, I can still always do my job. I know exactly how that's going to keep on going, but at least I have a skill that allows me to separate myself from others. And I really hope that today for you, you're already getting a bit of an itch to think, you know what, this guy's making a bit of sense here, because if I don't do something on the side of what I'm currently doing, my money situation is not going to get better. And if you're thinking, well, maybe I'll invest my way out of it or trade my way out of it, for most people, they're not exactly sure what they're doing there, and it's a high-risk venture. With an online business, this is the first time I can say in 11 years that it doesn't cost you a single penny to get any of the software that you need to get up and running. It's free. The only cost in your business is getting coaching and running ads. That's it. I mean, what an incredible business model compared to a traditional business where you go and write your first work of fiction called your business plan. Even you don't believe it, let alone the bank manager, but still they give you money, right? But that's the craziness of traditional business. We don't need to focus on that anymore. We've got to go look at what works today. And since 2009, I've gone on to make tens of millions of dollars in a topic that I knew nothing about, wasn't familiar with. I didn't plan on speaking or any of that stuff from the outset. People kind of resonated with me. Now, I wasn't showing pictures of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and mansions. You know why? Because I didn't have them, and I still don't. Because for me, money is not about what you can buy, it's about what you can do, it's about the impact you can make. And I've been fortunate enough to share the stage with, you know, very, very well-known, famous celebrities across the globe. Nobody has a clue who I am when I come on, and I think I say to them, that's the whole point, right? Because I was that student that sat in the audience that said, enough is enough. Like, if I just keep listening to the people around me about how it won't work, you know what, they're right. But if I follow the example of successful people, financially at least, what's the worst that could happen? Because they tend to want to pull you up, while the people around you tend to want to keep you down and pull you back, as you may have noticed. So what I do now is, with the ReThink Academy, our goal is to empower you to rethink and create an extraordinary life in all areas, from health, wellness, money, social media, business, time management. It's not just this one area, because I started with this and then I expanded it out, because people need help in different areas. And that's our goal, is to reach 1 billion people, to just make a difference in their lives, even if it's through one single book. Because it really is about just a different thought process. It's not about getting angry or annoyed or frustrated. It's just learning a process, learning a system. And I'm going to go in right now and show you this 4 steps. I'll continue on this with the ReThink social media one and show you how this is totally possible. I've been speaking on stage with Tony Robbins for almost 5 years. I teach children and teens across the globe through cartoons how they don't have to repeat the same challenges that we've had financially, in a foundation and company called Financial Freedom. And that's because parents started to bring children to my workshop, and a 13-year-old made $190 in 11 minutes. Every adult in the room had the same look on their face. It was like, you little shit, how dare you? How dare you prove that it works? He said, what did you do? Just what Paul said, right? And that's that's the beauty of this. Children just get on with it and make it happen. So we set up a foundation helping children in developing countries like South Africa, in India. We launched it last year with 55,000 children at our first event. And it's incredibly inspiring, the ripple effect that any single one of you can have by just making a decision that I got to get onto this internet thing. I got to stop the cash going one way and start getting it come back to me, because that is how you can change change lives across the world, like I have for thousands and thousands of people. The internet doesn't discriminate about what age you are, where you live, what race, whatever it is. It doesn't care. The more you give others what they want, the more money you make. It's super simple. It works for absolutely everybody. Runa made $130,000 in 4 hours. Now, before I share results with you, etc., right, I just need to give you full disclosure. Any results that I share, people have been to my programs, they've gone through programs with me or my coaches about how to rethink social media and step by step what to do, what niche to go into. And what's unique about how we teach is we teach you before the workshop. We give you everything you need in advance, so you're already set up and running with a successful business before you come along. And before then, you can ask even a better question than you would have had. Because when I did this, when I did the workshops, the challenge for me was I went in knowing nothing. I left knowing quite a lot, but it felt a little bit overwhelming because it was too much in too short a space of time. So having been that student, I know the best way to teach. You give material first, allow people to get stuck in, get going, and then come to the class, come to the workshop afterwards. Janet, for example, $12 on her first Facebook ad, turned it into $2,100. I'm smiling because it was in 12 hours. And do you know what she did? She turned it off. She said, this can't be legal. How could it be legal to make that kind of money in 12 hours? I said, Janet, it is legal. It's just the belief systems that we believe it can't be that easy. Alison, a grandmother of 3, 63 years of age. The 3 grandkids were in her care. So she was doing double shifts in an off license. Again, like Janet, was not experienced on the internet. She said, Paul, I think of it like a cookbook recipe. She said, I'm using the ingredients already and spending money. Now I use the ingredients differently. I know the time and temperature to put it in the oven, and it comes out the way it's meant to. And that's exactly how she thinks of the internet. She's gone on to make over $12,000 a month. These are not our most successful students, but they're some of the most inspiring, because for whatever reason you might rule yourself out, you might want to rethink that and rule yourself back in, because this is not saying I'm not technical or I don't understand these things doesn't work anymore. It's like saying I want to be broke for the rest of my life and I'm okay with it, right? Which is something we're not okay with. If you're on this today, you're way more technical than you think you are, right? As Alison used to say, Paul, if someone else can do this, then so can I. And that's truly the attitude you need to have. Think about this. The difference between you and someone making millions on the internet is one thing. What's that? The difference in the sequence of the keys that they press on the keyboard as opposed to what you press. Same keyboard, same keys, they're pressing them in a different sequence to you. It's time to unlock that sequence, right? And if you think that, you start to think, oh my God, yeah, that makes so much sense. My job today is to press your buttons so that you press these buttons. That's it, right? To overcome that belief that it's difficult to make money on the internet when in fact you've shown it so easy. You're making it for other people every day of the week. That first time you wanted to buy something on the internet, I bet you screwed it up. I bet it didn't work the first time. And did you say, that's it, I'm never going to try to buy anything on the internet again? Yet that's what so many people do the first attempt at making money on the internet. First time, mightn't work out, that's it, never going to try and make money again. Yet we've no problem trying even harder to get rid of our money rather than making it back for us. It's so simple. It's such a simple mindset thing. And I want you to grab your phone right now and take a picture of the 9-step social media, rethink social media blueprint of the 9 things you are going to require to be incredibly successful online. If you'd like, see if you can take a selfie of yourself in it, because this will be your before picture. This will be that picture of you in the crowd that I have, where I'm sitting there looking like a real nerd with my glasses on and my laptop, right? This can be your before shot. This can be the day that you said, that was it. You know what? I heard a story. It was enough for me. I decided I was getting in my own way for not a single day or a single hour longer. It was going to happen. Okay, I'll show you this again a little bit later, just in case you haven't had your phone handy. But I'm going to give you a quick recap again of the 4 things you need. Pick a niche where people are spending money every day. Then it's easy to find the people. Secondly, we're going to invite them into a database. Thirdly, we're going to automate the process. The 4th and most important is you need help, you need support, right? That's just simple matter of fact. We all know that, how we learned how to read, write, walk, talk, cycle. We got shown by somebody who knew how to do it already. Unfortunately, as an adult, when it comes to learning about money, there is no mentor around or coach around that helps you with that stuff, right? Because we know how to spend it and count it, but not how to grow it and invest it in many cases. So some of my clients, you'll know, Johnson & Johnson, Booking.com, the world's largest spender with Google Ads. I really want you to get something. This is the most valuable business skill you could be learning right now in the world. Not social media, but making money from it. Whether you decide to create a social media agency and manage it for other people, or whether you just decide to sell your own products with your own business, or whether you decide to sell other businesses' products to get up and running and understand how the process works. It's a win-win-win situation. When I started, I was charging $30 an hour. Today, my one-to-one mentoring is $100,000 and I'm booked out for 18 months solid. And I charge $12,000 a day. Now, again, that is not to gloat, but it's to show you what else could you be learning that gives you that level of value that people are willing to spend that on you. And wait till you hear this. In 2 months from now, you can be in the top 0.1% most knowledgeable people on the planet about how to make money on the internet. It'll only take you 2 months to be in the top 0.1%. That's how uncommon this knowledge is. It's up to you what decision you make today. But if this isn't going to be your plan A, you better have one hell of a plan B, because this, for me, there's nothing else like it. There is nothing else like it out there, that you're in full control. There's no risk. There's no downside. The softwares are free. It only takes you the effort to go and say, I'm going to learn something new. And it's not hard. It's something you can do on the side for half an hour a day. It's not like losing weight where you have to join a gym and eat food that you don't want to eat and lift up, use machines that you don't know how to use. You can do this from your bedroom in your pajamas. You don't even need to leave your house, right? Now, please watch really carefully here, because we're going to go from big picture to detail now, so you see why this works and prepare to have your head blown off here. You go into Google when you have a problem and you type in things like, I want to lose weight. And what shows up? Websites that are looking to sell us stuff. And we think that's normal. We don't even think twice about it. But what if there was a magical website that if you typed in a problem, it didn't give you websites that were selling stuff, but rather it gave you a list of people who had just said they've had that problem. Type in me if you would like to come across and find out if such a website existed. Like, type in me if you think, oh my, that'd be amazing. You just type in a problem and it shows a list of all these people that say they have that problem. Yes, 100%. What if I told you it was free? Would that make you even more excited? Type in yes, please, if you knew it was free. It is, and it's on most of your devices, but most of you don't use it because we have a very different perspective of social media to what you're about to start rethinking. Welcome to Twitter. We teach all the social networks, but I'm going to go with the one you'd least expect to have any type of use in business, right? Because I know if I can convince you with this, you're on board. You're going to think, okay, I totally misjudged social media. Same problem. I want to lose weight. It even looks like Google. Look what shows up. Carla, short and to the point. I want to lose weight. Linda, I'm watching the Meerkat Manor. I want the same metabolism as a meerkat. They lose 5% of their body weight overnight and need to eat lots. Caitlin, I only want 2 things to lose weight and to eat. Denise, I only want 2 things in life, to lose weight and to eat. And if you scroll down, there are hundreds more people saying that they need to lose weight right at this very moment. Now, if you were with your friends in a coffee shop and looking at this, one of you would say to the other, and that's why I don't go near Twitter. Look, told you, it's full of freaking lunatics. What kind of a lunatic is going to go and share the fact that they have a weight loss issue with 350 million strangers? Well, I'll tell you, if you're willing to rethink this, the type of person who's ready to do something about it. Think about it. If they're willing to share that problem with millions of strangers, do you think they might be ready to do something about it? Absolutely, many of them. Now, just before you get too excited, part of your brain, which I call the gremlins, will appear and they'll say, yeah, but what good is that to me? What good is that to me? I don't have a weight loss product. I don't know anything about weight loss. Already, you're trying to, as an adult, this is what we do, already trying to hold you back, right? Well, guess what? You don't even need to have a weight loss product. You just need to think of a brand that people relate to when they think of weight loss, like, I don't know, Weight Watchers. Make your way over to weightwatchers.com. And there's a button there where you can join their business for free, which allows you to sell their products for them. You get your own unique link. If anybody buys Weight Watchers stuff through that link, you get paid. You said, what now? You heard me. You heard me. You can literally promote Weight Watchers stuff to these people, even though you've had nothing to do with the brands, the product, the service, the millions they've put into it, the testimonials they've created. You get paid. You might think, but why would they do that? Because you're making a sale that they didn't make. They're paying you based on results. Think about what is sitting in front of you here. You can type in any problem that people have on the planet and give them the products they want. Now you might say, but why wouldn't they just go to the products themselves? Have you ever met people? Have you ever met people ever? Right? Nobody cares about the solutions. They want to talk about their problems so they get heard, and then the solutions come afterwards. That's how the world works. Let them complain, give them what they want, get wealthy. Start to think about this. Type in any problem. I need a new girlfriend. I need a new boyfriend. I need to find a way that my child will sleep through the night. How can I get my hair back? How can I get my ex back? How can I trade the stock market? What is cryptocurrency? How do I upgrade my resume? How do I interview better? How do I get fit? How do I do whatever it is? And there's going to be lists of hundreds of people, depending on how big the problem is, right there in front of you. Now, my question, if I was you, would be, oh my good Lord, have I missed the boat here? Because Twitter's been around from, as far as I can remember, for at least a decade and a half or so. Correct, it has, but you have not picked a better time to get started than right now because of one word: leverage. Look at this example. Tony Robbins, he's got 3 million followers on Twitter. Now, wouldn't it be useful if you were in the personal development niche to be able to somehow get in front of his followers? I mean, obviously, you mean type in yes if you could see how that would be a benefit to you, right? If you were in the niche of mindset and you could somehow get your message to his followers, it'd be amazing. But guess what? That's like 1 out of 10 in terms of the amazing things you could do with Twitter. You say, what now? Oh, yes. When you learn how to use Twitter advertising, not only can you get your message in front of his followers, this is so good it should be illegal, right? Not only can you get your message in front of his followers, Twitter would say, well, like, we've got 92.1 million people that are similar to Tony's, like lookalike audiences to Tony's followers. Would you like to get your message in front of them? Yes, please. Whose stuff do you think you would sell to Tony Robbins' people? Anybody? Now, I don't care if you have a doctorate in psychology. Nobody cares. They love Tony, not you, right? Give them what they want. If you're thinking about writing a book, forget it. Sell Tony Robbins' book to Tony Robbins' people, Oprah's books to Oprah's people, Richard Branson's books to Richard Branson's people, Deepak Chopra's book to Deepak Chopra's people, Tupac Shakur's music to Tupac's people, Harry Potter books to J.K. Rowling's. Instead of thinking, I got to come up with a great idea, a great product, great book, a great nonfiction idea, forget the ideas. The simple idea is the greatest idea. Give people what they want. Tony Robbins is running events across the globe right now to tens of thousands of people at a time. When you could sign up for free as a partner and let Tony Robbins' people know that he's doing a live global event for $400 and you get paid $50 to $150 for each ticket that's sold to his people going to his event, he's working for you. He is then working for you. Do you type in OMG if you are starting to even grasp the tiniest amount of what I am saying to you right now? Right? It is incredible. This is why I wonder why people go to work in the morning, sell Microsoft products to Microsoft followers, sell whoever's books to their people. Just get out of the way. Let the money flow. There's a political debate on, I'm sure, in a different country, in different worlds across the globe all the time. Let's say the presidential election in the US, Trump, Biden. You can sell I hate Trump t-shirts and I love Trump t-shirts to the different sides at the same time. It is absolutely unbelievable what can be done. Look at this. You can get clicks to your page from whoever you want on Twitter. Conversion means you only pay when you collect an email address. If you're sending people to a sales page, you only pay after you make a sale. What my accountant says, he says, Paul, you don't teach business. He said, you teach magic. I said, what do you mean? He said, business. He said, for my clients, 80% of them have gone out of business or are going out of business. They get a business loan. They make up this imaginary plan that nobody believes. And most of them are never going to end up in profit. He said, well, what you do, there's no risk, there's no downside, it's all upside. You just literally test it. Do people want it? No. Well, don't give it to them anymore. Give them something else. I said, I know. But he said, Paul, that's not business, that's magic. Type in magic if you are starting to see how this is completely turning the whole business idea on its head. Because we don't want a 4% chance of success. We want a 100% chance of success. Just give them what they want. It's so obvious. Don't try to figure it out. Just give them what they're already buying. And look, it gets better and better. You type in the keywords, type in any problem. I want a six-pack, I want to look amazing. How do I get a fake tan? How do I get white teeth? How do I get a whatever, but the t-shirt of my favorite band? Put the message will appear in front of them. Target people based on who they follow, whether it's Branson, whether it's Tony Robbins, whether it's a football team, whether it's a political party, and you can sell Republican, Democratic t-shirts to both sides. You can target people based on what television show they're watching. That's what I mean. If there's a political debate on and you're getting an angry, why not soften the anger by getting rich? Sell the Trump and the Biden t-shirts at both sides at the same time, because the more charged up people are, the more they'll charge their credit cards to prove who's right and who's wrong. That is how the world works. And so many of us just get in our own way rather than stepping back and say, geez, there's all this money flowing around. Why am I in the middle of it? Because we're overthinking it. Any television show, any American football game that's on, you could be selling jerseys to both teams, to both sides, even though you don't create a single jersey. You sign up to those sites, sell their jerseys to those people. So it's unbelievable what you're missing out on. Join the websites of autographed high-end jerseys of different players. Just put them up in front of people loving football every weekend. There is no end to what you can do here. If America's Got Talent is on, you can say, download your free guide of how your child can get into this next year. If there's a television program on about real estate or self-build, you can say, would you like to know the top 5 mistakes that any self-build owner wishes they knew before they started? And suddenly you've got a list of people that are about to go build their own home. It is absolutely incredible what is sitting in front of us, and most people have no idea. What if your business isn't doing this? What if you're not learning and doing this, right? Who thinks, by the way, I might be able to help you just a little bit? Type into the chat, please help. If you think I might be able just to help you a little bit with what's going on here, right? I get so enthusiastic about this because I see the excitement in people in the chat where they're like, oh my good God, this is what I've been waiting for. I have been looking for this my entire life. Oh, I'm only getting started. Who would like to target just wealthy people? Type in me, please, or just me even will do, or even just one. Just let's speed this up. You can target just wealthy people. Target them based on whether they own a home, 23 million, or rent a home. Why would you bother? You can target people based on if they're in the market to buy a home, the value of their home, what type of pet they have, a cat, a dog, a horse, a lizard, their credit worthiness or credit history. 11.6 million with excellent credit worthiness. When you run out of them, 6.2 million with very good credit history. What type of credit card do they have? What type of financial services do they use? What is their net worth? 100K to 1 million, 1 million to 2 million, 1 million plus. How much income comes into their home? How affluent are they? Affluent parents, who would have thought there was such a thing? 3.5 million. Ladies, if you learn nothing else today, affluent single men, 768,000 in the US alone. Ladies, you can close down those Tinder accounts. No more swipe left, no more swipe right. Get straight onto Twitter. You have multiple soulmates waiting for you to go through and have a check off this evening, right? Absolutely incredible stuff. Discretionary spending. How much spare money do people have? And you know what some of you are asking right now? How do they know this? It's like asking, how does the internet work? Why is the sky blue? Because the answer to the question makes absolutely no difference to how much money ends up in your wallet or bank account. The question should be, where has this Irish guy been my whole life? And how do I start to do this right now? How do I benefit from this right now? Remember, social media is one big, massive distraction tool, but not for you. You're not going to get sucked in. You're not going to get distracted. You're using it as a tool to get your business, product, services, or other business, product, services in front of the right people. Type in who needs this in their lives. Type in I need this now if you know you need this in your life right now, and how much of a game changer this is going to be for you, right? Of course it is. Facebook, they don't even wait for the person to type in their name and their email. You just press the button twice. Press it once, learn more. They put the email in automatically. Press the button twice, $1 per person per month, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are either getting targeted by these or you do the targeting. Your choice. It's time you're already spending on the internet. Would you like to turn that into money or help others get rich? I think we know the answer to that. That type of ad, by the way, is called a lead generation ad. A lead generation ad. So make sure if you are running Facebook ads to test that one out, because it's one of my favorites. And as if the news couldn't get any better, that there's never been more money spent on the internet, that never have people thought of, they're just as skeptical as they've always been, even though they're spending more than ever before. Ads are cheaper than they have been in years. Why? Because unfortunately the pandemic has shut down businesses across the globe that have no choice, just been told you need to shut. You're not essential, right? What does that mean? Less competition. What does that mean? Ads get cheaper. What does that mean? You can start running an ad today for less than $1 on Facebook, for a cent, a single cent on Twitter. People will talk about this year for decades to come, like I mentioned earlier, and say, how is everybody not rich? Because people only see opportunities and define opportunities after they've disappeared. This is your chance. This is your time. Literally, the pandemic has handed you a massive advantage, because if you started last year or the year before, your ads would have been more expensive. Plus, the softwares would have cost money. Right now, the softwares are completely free to build your squeeze pages, their email marketing, free. What are you waiting for, right? My Facebook and Twitter ads training is online. It's $3,497, but I'm going to advise you to wait until we finish up here today, because I've got an incredible offer for you. Instagram, Jake, former teacher, came to my workshop, quit his job, made $26,000 in a single hour, which was more than he was making in a year as a teacher. He brought his mom with him actually to the workshop, who's also a teacher. Quit his job, obviously. Vishal came to the workshop, quit his job, made $55,000 in 3 hours with Facebook Messenger, a tool you're all familiar with because you get targeted on it. What about turning the whole thing around? It works for absolutely everybody. People as young as 11 years of age to 88 years young. The internet doesn't discriminate. It's all down to you pressing the right buttons in the right order, right? Alfred, in case you think you're too busy, this guy works 60 hours a week as a medical professional. Sent me a message before the workshop saying, hey, Paul, making $200 in a single day. By the time the workshop came around, $350 in a day. That's $127,000 a year on the side of a person with a 60-hour-a-week job. James started in November 18, $2.5 million since starting. Type in to the chat if you would like 10% of that. I mean, even if you'd like 1% of that, who would want these types of results? Type in, I want this now. Let your conscious, your unconscious, your subconscious, let them all know this is happening. Hell yes. Hell yes, I want it now, right? It's so incredibly powerful. But you can see why. Because you can sell whatever you like and you can find whoever wants it. So you just put them together. There's no way of saying it doesn't work. How could it not work? You've met people. That's their entire plan, to get rid of their money to pay for stuff they don't need. You just give them what they want, right? And again, the workshop that I'm going to, it is just incredible, life-changing. I'm going to tell you something now. I am also a qualified financial advisor, because what I found over the years was that when people came to learn from me about social media, the reality was 90% of them didn't care about social media. They were there to learn about money, and what else? Money. So I said, I better get qualified to talk about money. So I am. So not only do we talk about building a business, building a successful online business, ads, where to find the products, etc., I also talk about money. Who would like not just to earn more, but would love to keep more? Type in me if you would love to keep more money, right? It's such an obvious thing, but wouldn't it be nice to keep more and then grow more and let the money grow, little baby monies? Well, that's the bits that we're all missing. Who'd like to free up more time in their lives to do this? Type in 1 if you'd love to free up more time, right? I've written a best-selling book called Rethink Time Management because I can show every single one of you, no matter how busy you are, to free up at least 2 hours a day right now, just by changing the way you think. Rethink, right? That's what's so different about this, because I know everything you need to be successful. I've been there, done that, been through the challenges of what we've seen as students and clients, to thinking, you know what, this is totally possible. So they're the two main things I wanted to share with you today, because that's the most exciting part. Building the opt-in page, as I said, the tools are free nowadays for this, right? You can go to rethinkgroove.com and you can get free software that will allow you to do that. But more importantly is how do you use this? How do you build your database? Where do you get the products? That's the bit most people get lost on. Like, how do I pick a product? I just don't get that bit. You automate it. You work on it. You know, as I said, half an hour a day, or just catch up at the weekends. But Paul, seriously, how do you do that? How do you sell other business products? I gave you an example of Weight Watchers earlier. I gave you the example of Tony Robbins' products earlier. Anything that you can buy on Amazon this second, this moment, right now, you buy on Amazon, you could be selling that exact same product. Anything you can buy on eBay right now, you could be selling that exact same product. The world's best training courses, you can be promoting that. Events, like Tony Robbins is the example we just gave. You can get wealthy by having him work for you. You can create your own, of course, as well. And if you have your own, that's totally cool. Sometimes people say, Paul, is this affiliate marketing? I say, what do you mean? So, well, I've heard about that stuff. Is that what this is? I say, no, business is simple. It's providing solutions at a profit. And you have a choice. You either sell your stuff or somebody else's. That's it. So this teaches both. How to sell your own and how to sell other people's. So they're your only options, and we teach both. So that's what I want you to understand. And secondly, if you're afraid of putting yourself out there, if you're afraid of going public, if you're afraid of what your friends and family are going to think, you can do all of this in private. Nobody ever needs to know that it's you. You are hidden in the background. Nobody needs to know it's you. You create a brand, and nobody, think about it, Costa, Starbucks, McDonald's, it doesn't seem to do them any harm, right? And it's the same process. You just hide in the background, as opposed to if you want to be the personality. It's completely up to you. In fact, the first guarantee I'm going to give you today is you will save more money in the lead up, in the next 3 months. You will save more money on the internet than you will invest in this training today. You will actually just save more by the changing in your behavior when you go online, when you realize, if I'm spending money, there's a good chance I could be making money here. Okay, so by the way, let's not just talk about saving money. How can you make a lot of money? How could you make $600 from a sale, $1,800 with a sale, or even $4,000 with a single sale? Well, that's what I allow my clients to do by just promoting my stuff. Just like you can promote anything on Amazon or on eBay, I allow my clients to promote my stuff because they're raving fans. They love letting other people know. And I said, well, if you want to refer, I'd love to pay you too. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't check my social media. I check how many sales came in during the night. So let's take an example here. One of our digital online programs, it's an online membership site where there's no workshop, no hands-on work for me to do, just people get access to the training. Each of these lines that you see here says 997, 997, 997, 997. This comes in during the night. 997, 997, 997, 997. You might wonder, do you ever get tired of saying 997? Never. You never get tired of saying it, especially when it's coming into your account. How many of you think you could kick your caffeine habit first thing in the morning if you knew you were waking up to this? How many of you think, yeah, I think that would put a pep in my step in the morning. In fact, you might even find it difficult sleeping. Talk about a different type of excitement in facing the day when you've done something the day before that gives you a chance of making money during the night. It's a very different way of living because people are buying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me just give you some screenshots of individual days on one website. June 13, $17,000. June 12, $20,000. June 11, $23,000. June 10, $26,000. June 9, $10,000. June 7, $19,000. June 6, $9,000. Last 7 days, 204,000. Last 4 weeks, 552,000. Last 12 months, 1.59 million. Another account. Last 4 weeks, 70,000. Last 12 months, 2.14 million. During the pandemic, July, 232,000. June, 241,000. May, 578,000. April, 493,000. February, 329,000. I don't get excited about this. I read the numbers. I get excited about the social media because it's what you do there that leads to this. That's what I want you guys to get excited about. Can you see that this is lottery winning money for most people? The average family in the US spends $1,000 plus a year on the Powerball. Why take a chance? Why leave it up to luck? The difference between a dream and a plan and a goal is putting a plan together. Let's put a plan together. Let's work together and let's make this happen, right? Because as I said, the people that will stop you from doing this, they have no plan B. Their plan A and plan B is get a job, lose a job, get another job, and hope that that job doesn't disappear. But 50% of all jobs that exist today will be gone in 15 years. We have to wake up to the reality that we need to step up ourselves and learn something new. But guess what? As I said earlier, you don't even need to leave your bedroom to do this stuff. You're already on these devices. It's just turning the mindset around this completely on its head. But the internet is a what? An SCAM, a systemized cash accumulation machine, right? Maybe they were right all along. Don't get into an argument with anybody anymore. You just smile and say, I agree. You just keep spending your money on the internet and keep helping people like me get rich. That's what you should be saying. Because the exact same people putting you off doing it are spending money on the same machine every day. When you buy something, you're making somebody else rich every single day of the week. It's time you got what's due to you. It's time you learned how to get the money coming into you. Type in me if you are ready for the money to flow to you. Type in me right now. Let the internet know that it's going to turn it around. Fantastic, because you get this, right? It's just turning at 180. That's all it is. Every time you buy, someone else is selling. Money's been made every time. So the question is, where do you want to be? People are jumping and shouting right now, right? Where do you want to be 3 to 4 months from now? Well, I can predict with certainty where that's going to be. If you work by yourself, you'll be in a very similar position to where you are right now, because the skills and tactics that you know right now have got you to where you are today. It's what you start learning differently from today that's going to change everything. As my friend John Assaraf says, if you continue to do what you always did, you'll continue to get what you always got. And it's so true. We need help, we need support, but we also need the humility to say, come on, help me, I'm ready to learn, right? I've tried it my way, it hasn't worked out, I need a new way. Just like children, we never leave them to learn how to read and write by themselves because it doesn't work that way. You need to be shown how. It's the exact same for us. But that's how we've been expected to make a living. It's not your fault. I want you to understand that. You've followed a system that had a certain outcome in mind for you, which was to get you deeper into debt. I'm not going to get annoyed about that or try to change the system. You can only change your own. You change your family, your economy first. Then you inspire others around you to do the same. Because what you're earning today has taken a lifetime and is a direct result of what you know right now. What you learned from today, will get you the results that you want from now on. Today is a critical juncture for you to make a decision. And I'm going to make this decision so freaking easy for you that the only risk you'll take today is by not doing this. Now, there's a comment. That's the only risk today, is by you not doing this. I'm going to make this completely risk-free, that you think, all right, I'm in fairness to that Irish guy, he couldn't have done much more for me. And you're exactly right, because I was in the same position as you, but I still think in many ways the same way as you do, because it's so easy to be skeptical. It's so easy to be hesitant and resist, right? But the key to being successful is not a secret. Just look at any famous sports star, any famous business person. They've all got coaching. They've all had somebody who can see the finish line, they can see the obstacles in the way, and they show you how to maneuver around them. You just need a better perspective. You need to be shown how climb up onto the shoulders of somebody else where you can see all the way down, and that is how you succeed quickly. That's exactly how I did it, and it's exactly how I would like for many of you to come join me today. It's going to be a first come, first served. I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't panic yet. I'll put up a link in a moment. You are going to absolutely love this, but please make a note of these dates. No matter where you or what you are doing on these particular dates, please make a note of them right now, okay? Because I am running a 4-day workshop that I am personally running myself. I am running these, the in-person ones that stopped pre-COVID, my coaches were running. I am personally running this from my home, the back of the house here out in our office. Make a note of these dates. That's the soonest that you can come onto this. If that's not possible for you, that's okay, right? Or maybe one of the days isn't possible, that's okay. We'll sort you out with recordings. But there will be future dates, but those ones are announced and you can get in, but you do need to move extremely quickly when I explain what you need to do, okay? You took this picture earlier. This is what we cover in the 4 days. Not just your online business, but also the money side of things, the time side of things, the psychology side of things. 4 days of absolutely incredible life-changing experience for you. It's all coming very quickly for you. I'm so excited for you because you are going to have your life completely changed for the better in just a few weeks from now. And by the way, I'm going to give you my Mindset Mastery training, which is $1997 online. That is, when you pay today, you are getting that as a bonus. I'm telling you that now before I put up the link so that you're not as panicked when I'm talking about it later. Just so you know, that is included for free when you sign up today, okay? Couple more success stories and we're going to finish up here and wrap up. And again, huge thank you for listening to this. I can just see how excited you all are about this. Luke, hey Paul, I earned $7,000 last week. It's going to be over $8,000 for the first time next week. Who would have thought this was possible just a few months ago? I've already paid my parents back for the loan. They think I am selling drugs. LOL. I just love that, the difference between the two generations. A more recent email. Hey brother, I made my biggest sales, so you know as well. I made over $100,000 worth of sales in a day, loving the journey. The more money he's making, the less excited he is. We had a catch up pre-COVID, March 2020. In 2019, he made $2.3 million, and he shared with me that when he came to my workshop, he actually slept in the car. He couldn't afford to stay in a hotel. So whatever your excuses are, park them. Technical, not access to money, all that kind of stuff, that's nothing to do with money, that's to do with values. You know you can come up with the money if it's important enough for you. Today, we're going to make a decision to purchase yourself an asset that will create more and more money for you and your kids, teens, family around you. Salmon, $190 in 11 minutes. That used to be great until Kiana came last October and made $13,000 in 2 days. Now, this was training for adults. Some parents were bringing their kids with them. This is child's play. This is child's play. The only thing that gets in the way for adults is their own gremlins, right? How could it be possible? Because children have been brought up to know nothing but this. And again, as I said, I teach your children and teens all about this. So we're going to have 5 million children through this in the next 5 years. And I'm so excited by this because I'm not waiting for the system to change, educationally or otherwise. I'm going to change it. I'm going to create it myself and put over $600,000 into this so that kids are going to love it. There are a lot of children are already, tripping over my words because I get so excited, already making more money than their parents at 12 years of age. I mean, how crazy is that? The question I have for you right now is, who is ready to get started and say, no more looking backwards, no more rear view mirror, no more, oh, I could have if, or the excuses or whatever it was, and say, you know what, no more. You could not be starting at a better time. Type in, I'm ready right now, if you are ready, because you couldn't. There's never been more money spent online Ads have never been cheaper in years. There's never been more products to sell. Whether you want to promote yours or somebody else's, there's more people to buy than ever before. There's never been more people on social media. There's never been more opportunity. I am so excited for you guys, and here is your official invitation to come work with me and my team. And I'm going to tell you right now, please don't get intimidated by what's included in this, because I am going to give you so much here. You might think, oh my God, that's too much. It's not too much. I'm giving you everything that you need and more besides. So even if you're a complete beginner, or if you're kind of on your journey for a few years, it doesn't matter. I've got everything in here for you. Whether you want to be hidden in the background or out the front, it's in here for you. Whether you want to promote your own stuff, or you've no interest in that and just want to promote somebody else's, it's included in this. In fact, we start on Monday, live with me, and we even pick your niche, your niche. We pick it together. We get started right away. No messing about, right? No messing about. Start live with me this Monday. And then we have 4 more web classes that are drip fed to you in the lead up to the workshop that tell you exactly what to do. Open this video, watch this, implement this. It's step by step. Follow the process. Super simple, super easy. And it starts live. If you cannot make it, by the way, in person on Monday, it will be recorded and we will get that to you. If it changes from Monday for any reason, we'll also let you know straight away in an email. In fact, you'll find out immediately once you register after this. 2, the workshop itself. You know the dates. I've already given them to you. This is where we go through, you'll already have the training. This is when we go in more depth, where I go specifically into all the various aspects of these 9 areas and completely life-changing training for you across the board. Money, time, business, mindset. 4 days with me. I'm your coach. I'm there to answer you. I need to limit the spaces, however. These are 5. You can check my website. It's $5,997, £4,997 for a ticket to this workshop when it's on in person, because there's a lot of money that needs to be outlaid to bring my coaches to fly over, etc. However, we have a because we can't do physical events anymore, we are doing this online, and I am going to pass on all of the savings directly to you, because I don't need to fly, nor my coaches, nor do I need to book a hotel for 4 days and 5 nights. I'm going to pass everything on to you directly. Number 3, the opt-in page. In case you're worried about your technical ability, we will build that for you, and the tools we recommend are completely for free for you to use. Total value of that is $497. Number 4, the thing I am most proud of, with our company is our help center. We have an average customer satisfaction of 97%. 97%. We support you 7 days a week. We have 11 full-time team members supporting our students. That's how much time, care, effort, energy, focus we put into this, because this is where most training courses, I would say, are lacking. You know, because their courses can be very good, but it's the support that determines the level of success. We're here to hold your hand, to walk you through the process. Our average client is in their 50s, right? They don't get this stuff. So we're aware of that. We're here to support you. No such thing as a stupid question. We're going to support you every step of the way. Number 5, you get lifetime access to all of the trainings. So from all the different social networks like Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, how to build the list to whatever size that you wish, what type of products to choose, where to find them, how to promote your own products if you're doing that, how to blog and create content without ever having to write a single piece of content yourself. And also, how do you find somebody who will do all of this for you for as little as $4 to $5 an hour? Sometimes people worry, is that less than the minimum wage? No, it's not. It's because you also provide the training to these people. You train them and pay them on top of it. So it's an incredible win-win situation that you have here. You learn it, you pass it on to somebody else, then they do it for you. So you free up your time and you create the income and create the value. That's a total value of $13,000. There's a lot more training in there also, but we're drip feeding it to you step by step. Do this, follow that. It assumes you know nothing, and we build you all the way up, and you have access for life. Number 6, we are going to do live coaching calls with you. So not just the live call on Monday, we then have live coaching calls for you. These are after the workshop, just to make sure we're still checking in with you, right? You will not get this service anywhere else in terms of the time, the effort, the commitment that we're putting into this. With 3 30-minute success coaching calls, or we could run them as a 90-minute, depends on what way we're going to roll it out for you. but every question answered. We'll hold your hand through the process. We'll show you how to set everything up. So super simple, just the basics. Get this done, follow this through, set all of this up step by step by step. Total value of that is $1997, and we run this with myself and one of our $1 million coaches, which you're going to absolutely love. We're going to no soldier left behind here. We're supporting you every step of the way. Number 7, for those of you with children in your lives, whether they're directly your kids, nephews, nieces, grandchildren, we are going to share with you a half-day online training that gives them a step-by-step process to teach them how to manage money so they'll never have to worry about money their entire lives. How to set up an online business within 24 hours that can be making money within 48 hours. You can secure your future family income. It's recorded so you can share it with all of your family. If you don't like the idea of outsourcing, why not start with insourcing? Turn your children who are liabilities and costing you money right now into your #1 assets, because they can do this with you. It's super simple. It's super easy. It's press the buttons. They'll be like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just press the buttons? It's that straightforward, right? And we'll share with you trainings from Financial directly so they can get up and running right away. This is like as soon as next week. That's very conservatively a value of $997, because your child or team will not have to worry about money for their lives ever if they follow this process. Because the better you manage your money, the more money you'll be given to manage. And we'll be walking them through that. Super simple, super easy to follow. So easy an adult could do it, right? So we've got the live web class. Then we have 4 more drip fed to you in the lead up to the workshop. You get your ticket, your $6,000 ticket to the workshop. You get the opt-in page created for you, but we'll also teach you how to do that. A year's access to our help center 7 days a week. Lifetime access to our membership site, $13,000 worth of trainings. Live success calls, holding your hand through the process. 6 other bonuses that won't even fit in the page, and the half-day online training for your children and teens. That's a total value of $30,000. Total value means nothing to me because nobody will buy these things individually. Say, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this and this and this. We package this up to make this irresistible. But for me, the real value, that's way more important. When this was rolled out, it was a 2-day workshop. We used to run it in London Heathrow, and the price was $9,497 plus $127 per month for support. Now, the good news, in fact, the amazing news is you are not going to have to spend anywhere near close to that. For all the reasons I gave you earlier. No hotel bookings, no flights, no transport. I don't have to bring 8 coaches with me, fly them, have them stay over, pay for their meals, pay for their support. None of that is required. It's me here from home. My coaches support you from their houses. So what does that mean? Well, this works for absolutely everybody. I want you to be on the wall of fame next. I want to be sharing your success story. All that matters right now is what you do in the next 5 minutes is going to determine where you end up in the next 5 months, in the next 5 years, because it's what you do on the side of what you're currently doing that's going to change everything. You can 100% do this, but I'm just going to make it so irresistible that you just can't say no right now. This isn't going to be 9497, not even close. You're not going to get 20% off, not even 40% off, or even 60% off, which would be my selling from stage price across the globe which is $3,997. It's not even going to be close to that. I'm going to knock off a further 20%, in fact more. You are going to get over 95% off, but you need to act right now. Here is the link. $497. Everything is included. You need to go right now. And the link is going to appear in the chat as well, but you need to go right at this very moment. Please type in very carefully. I know you're rushing in now together against each other, but type it in carefully and focus on getting your numbers in correctly, because if it doesn't go through the first time, you go to the back of the queue, just like with Ticketmaster. So get it in very carefully, right? $497. Everything I said is included. Plus, when you act right now, I'm going to give you an incredible upgrade option, right? You're getting $9,000 off of the price that this was when it was sold in the first place, right? $497, one-time payment, not multiple payments, one time, one off. That is it, okay? And when you get in right now, if you would like me to have a one-to-one call with you, if you would like to have a one-to-one call with me, You can upgrade if you wish to book a call. As I say, I'm $12,000 for a day, or $1,997 for a call. Now, you don't have to book this. This is your choice. This is your call. But you can see from what I've just been sharing with you today, the difference that I can make to a business that you either have or are about to set up. Literally thousands and thousands of dollars. This would be an incredible investment because you make it back multiples of times over, right? I've worked with thousands and thousands of businesses over the years, and I can share that knowledge and information with you. But when I thought about this, I said, I told you I was going to make this completely irresistible today. So instead of it being $1,997 to upgrade and have a call with me, okay, instead of it being a $1,997, what I'm going to do actually is this. When you get in right now, by the way, congratulations, those of you that are just getting in now and starting to see them coming in, congratulations to you. When you get in, this is what we're going to do. I am going to upgrade you for free. If you get in right now, you get a one-to-one call with me included for your $497. Yes, one-to-one call with me included in your program. This is worth 4 times your investment today to have that call with me. Plus, I'm going to make it even more of a no-brainer. There's no time expiry on this, right? It can't, some people are saying they can't get the link, they're struggling to get in. Just refresh, give it a chance, right? Give it a chance and you'll get in, right? There's a lot of people trying to get in here at the same time. But once you get in, and assuming you get in right now, you get a one-to-one with me. It's $1,997 for a call with me, but for you, it is included. Why? Because I want to fast track your results. And as I was just saying, right? There is no time limit on this. This year, next year, we go through the workshop first, right? Because I want to make sure you've learned the basics, and then you can book it whenever you wish, as long as I'm alive. And when I pass on, I'll make sure it's passed on into the hands of a multimillionaire who can do it with you, right? But I intend on being around till I'm about 140, so there's about 100 years left. But there's no time limit on this, right? Genuinely, no time limit on this whatsoever. I will honor this call with you. So whenever you wish, we will do this once we've got the workshop done. We'll book it, just you and me, included for free when you act right now. If I just sold that for $497, I know many of you will be jumping in just at that, but I'm going to give you that included to fast track your results. Bonus 2, I hear you say, really? More bonuses? We don't need any more. You know what? I'm going to give them to you anyway. I told you I'm going to make this a no-brainer. I was that student. I was in your shoes. I just needed to hear what I'm telling you right now because I'm going to take away all risks whatsoever. Who would like to bring a guest with them? Type in yes if you would love to bring a guest with you to the workshop for the same amount of money, for $497. Who would love to bring a guest for free? Better question. Who would love to bring someone for free to the workshop with them on those days? Whether they're in a separate home or in your home, doesn't matter. Well, guess what? This is what I'm going to do. If you jump in right now, and I mean right now because there's a limit on these spaces, you can bring a second person with you. They get a $6,000 ticket completely free, all compliments of you to go and attend this workshop with you. I don't need that person's details today. We'll follow up next Monday and show you how this works. They are coming with you. Choose carefully because this person is going to be so grateful to you. You are literally handing them a life-changing ticket here. And I don't say that lightly. Believe me, I don't exaggerate. I'm a huge fan of under-promising and over-delivering. And I mean that. My workshop will way over-deliver beyond any of your expectations. It's absolutely incredible. 4 days for you and somebody else that's going to join you on this journey. So this is what you're going to see when you get in here, okay? So just make sure you enter your detail. Again, huge congratulations, by the way, to those of you getting in. You are getting the bonuses automatically, right? You do not need to purchase again or anything like that. You are getting these automatically. Anyone getting in while I'm speaking, you get these bonuses. So please jump in straight away. The one-to-one is exclusively for the first 9 people. I need you to know that the first 9 people, you get the one-to-one with me, because obviously if we have 100 people sign up today, I cannot do that. I'll never get to work again. First 9 people, so get in right away. We still have spaces there, so make sure you jump in right away and guarantee your one-to-one with me. As soon as you've signed up, you will see this page. This is the registration page for the welcome web class. And again, If the dates and times change from next Monday, it will say it in here. There's no problem. It is live. And of course, if you cannot make it, you will get it the next day as a recording. 2 of you, bring your guest along with you as well to that welcome web class so they're introduced to me. They know what this is about. Kind of difficult to explain by yourself, but I'll take care of that. People love the Irish accent, and I'm sure even if they're as skeptical as I was, I can easily convince them that this is the way forward for them. It absolutely is, especially with the deal you're getting today. $497, everything included, one-time payment, 2 guests, a one-to-one with me, and yes, a 3rd bonus. Warren Buffett says the #1 rule in investing is to never lose money. Well, I want to assure you that not only will you not just make money, you're never going to lose a single penny here, because I want to encourage you to do matchmaking. Here's your first 100% money back guarantee. You need to recommend just 2 people to us. They will get today's program for $497 for 1 person. They don't get the one-to-one that you get. They don't get the 2 for 1 at the workshop that you get, but they get everything else, which is still an incredible deal for $497. You just recommend them to us. We will do the selling for you, right? We'll do it automatically. Recommend 2 people, you get all of your money back. You get your $497 back as a thank you. And not only that, anybody that you ever refer moving forward, we will give you 50% commission. So you can literally make thousands of dollars just by letting other people know how much you love the program, right? That's how much I want you to matchmake. It's the easiest and the best money in the world, where you have nothing to do other than to recommend something you love to somebody else. And I'm going to give you a 2nd money back guarantee. I told you, no risk whatsoever, right? If you change your mind in the next 2 weeks for any reason whatsoever, whatever it is, I don't mind. Because if you're not going to do this, there's no point in us doing work together, right? The only way I succeed with this is that you do this, that you follow the system. I know you can do it. Thousands have. It's just literally pressing buttons. I know you can do that, right? But even if you change your mind in the next 2 weeks, let me know. I'll give you an email address before we finish up. We're going to still bring you on to the 3 success coaching calls. We're going to show you how to make up to $4,000 with a single sale. I'm going to give you our blogging bonanza training program completely for free. In fact, I'm going to give you $2,000 worth of training for free, even if you change your mind. I told you, I told you there would be no risk whatsoever associated with this except you not doing it. So even if you change your mind, after you sign up today, you let us know within 2 weeks, I will still give you 4 times the value of what you were investing in today and your money back, right? 2 money back guarantees. I can't make it any easier or any better for you. All I know is that when you start this, you'll realize, oh my God, I can do this. I can totally do this, right? And again, remember, you can bring a guest. Does this say bonus 4? Is this a typo? No, it's not. No, it's not. Back to our friend Warren. He says the best possible investment you'll ever make, investing in yourself, is the most important investment you'll ever make in your life. So consider this your Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's, Circo de Mayo gift all at once. Both of you get access to everything, not just the workshop, because I don't want your guest coming completely blind to this. They get access to all of your training. They log in with your details, no problem. You know what that means? You are getting this for 68 cents per day for a year. You can't even buy a shot of coffee for 68 cents. You're not even going to notice this money disappear. But I tell you what you will notice. If you invest 68 cents per day for a year into learning this, you've got all of what you need for the rest of your life to live a financially independent life. You got to follow the process. Let's be clear. You got to press those buttons. You got to do it. But surely, you're going to realize, I'm never going to be held hostage by anything like this pandemic again. I never want to end up in a situation where I'm freaking out, wondering, do I keep my job? Will my business stay open? Let's just learn together how to sell anything to anybody, anywhere, at any time. Because that is what absolutely gives you the ultimate safety net in any economy. And as a business owner, this is a write-off against your company. This is a marketing cost. Those of you that are not yet business owners, we'll talk about that in the workshop, why it would be of huge advantage to you to create one. Because you'll suddenly have a lot of tax opportunities that you do not have when you're an employee, right? But I'm not, as I told you, I'm a qualified financial advisor. We'll talk about that within the training itself. It's not a requirement. It's not something you have to do whatsoever, but just believe me, you are probably going to say, okay, this is the way to go. I didn't realize how much money I could save by just creating a simple business entity. This is a write-off against your company. Your company gets this for you, right? The link remains the same. Huge congratulations to those of you that get in. I can see questions around, what about my guest? I don't need to know the details of your guest. There's only the room for you right now, name and email. We will be sending out a video from me, okay, that will show you exactly what to do, okay? And we'll ask you for your guest details there. And again, once you get in, make sure you register. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody that's commenting in there that you're getting in. Well done. This is, again, the dates, the price. It expires at midnight tonight. Okay, so make sure you get in right away while I am speaking, and it's providing you're in the very first few, you get the one-to-one with me as well. Here we go. We've got everything on one slide for you here. One slide. So quickly, if you need to take a picture of this or whatever it is, this is everything that you're getting, $76,000-ish worth of value individually. Look, I get that. I'm not. I was the student that always said that just sounds so weird. But you know, if you go through them each step by step, but what we're doing here is just making an absolutely insane offer for you. That look, I want to do everything I can in the environment that we're in the recessionary times that we're going through. All of the biggest businesses are built on the downside of the economy, right? This is your opportunity to learn how to build a business at no cost software wise, where you just invest in yourself $497, two of you to do everything. The only spend you have beyond that is running your ads, right? Whether you have your own business or whether you have products and services of other people, we will choose that for you on Monday. We'll pick your niche or niche for you. You do not need to think about this. We will show you step by step what to do. It's time to get out of your own head. Don't overthink this. It's just pressing buttons in the right order. I am the person to walk you through this and to show you how to do this. And I want to thank you again for putting your trust and faith in me. I can see some of you are asking about a PayPal link. I have a slide ready on that just in case. Here it is. If you do want the PayPal link, you can pay via that link right there for PayPal. I've put the email up there for you to have a quick look as well if you change your mind or if you need to get in contact, if you're having trouble paying or anything like that. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's here right now. I haven't had a chance to answer all of the questions just yet, but if we haven't, we'll either get back to you later today or tomorrow and answer all of those questions. So a huge thank you to everybody that's here and gotten in already. And a huge thank you for watching this, because I really hope you've seen in this an absolute possibility of something that you can start to do straight away that will make an enormous difference in your life. So again, huge thank you, everybody. Really, really appreciate you being here. You know it's the right thing to do, right? You know you can find or figure out a way to get access to this, because we need to build more assets in our lives. 99% of how we spend our money every day is on things that we need to buy again, on expendables. Let's put something aside today into building an asset where you can turn this device into worth its weight in gold for you, right? Let's change the world one person at a time. I am so excited that you guys are joining. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you all very, very soon. Take care and thank you and God bless.
Hey, Paul, before you go, can you put that okay, I was going to say, put the PayPal link up again. All right. And right, if you're there, can you put that PayPal link into the chat box? So I wanted to thank you, Paul, once again for being here. We're so excited that you were able to share this. And this is an amazing deal for you guys to jump all over. As you can see, Paul knows his stuff, and we've known Paul for a very long time. So jump in on this. It's a great opportunity. You'll be learning a ton. I know I saw people in the chat box saying, oh, my, like the Twitter stuff that you were showing. They were like, I didn't even think of that. So lots of great insight. And I love the fact that Paul knows about finances. Like he's going to teach you about money too. So that's a great big bonus. Yeah.
Someone introduced me yesterday who I know for 10 years. Said, you're a qualified financial advisor? It's like, if I had known that as a student, I would have been signing up with you rather than me. I was laughing. People don't know I have.
I want to
Sorry.
jump in that class, Paul.
Yeah. But
But
it's so true. What I was saying that, you know, I learned very quickly from running workshops that really the vast majority of people, they're not there to learn social media. They're there to learn how to make money. Social media is the
true.
vehicle. So it's like, right, I
Exactly.
gotta fix this money thing for you firstly, because if you're just obsessed on that and you don't see how this whole thing works, and so many of us have these belief systems around money that are so negative that hold us back, and you've probably all heard it before, what BS stands for, but belief systems, in case you're thinking anything else. But it's those belief systems that people are stuck in, that rich people are bad people, you only get to the top if you walk all over everybody else, or it's better to give than to receive. And we have a lot of guilt surrounding us when it comes to amassing wealth and growing wealth. Well, it's so easy to help people overcome that, because the only way to help society or help the people most in need is truly amassing wealth and giving it back. And it's great to see so many multi-billionaires today, donating so much of what they earn back into helping the people that need it the most in the world. So yeah, absolutely, we got to get those issues resolved. It won't take long, but yeah, I show them what I call the infinite income model. So how many of you, by the way, have bought a course before where you kind of feel guilty about it? It's kind of still sitting on the shelf, like shelf development, and you're still feeling, oh God, if I do this, but what about that other one? Because then this will just be another one of the, right? It's so common. Deborah's like, oh my God, me, Camila, guilt, right? But when I share this infinite income model, it's in the shape of the infinity symbol, you'll actually realize that whatever programming you've ever purchased from Lorette, from Alicia, from other people around investing, trading, around property, there's a home for them all. There's a place that they fit. It's just when we don't have clarity, it all seems like it's just stuff that I bought and I need to do and learn, but I just don't have the time. But there's actually a place for every single one. And I help bring that all in under one umbrella. So you lose the guilt and you start to have very clear, crystal clear, in fact, on, okay, I do this now, then I can slot this in later, because all of those things add value. It's just when you get overwhelmed, you do nothing. So I'm a big believer, as my parents are, in teachers, and just taking what seems complex and really simplifying it as much as possible to say, look, let's crawl first, let's slow crawl, then a fast crawl, then let's walk, let's jog, let's sprint. And the more you learn, the more you earn, the easier it gets. And Lorette, you know this, right? I mean, we just pivot slightly each time, but it's the same stuff for 10 years, 15 years, that just modify a little bit. Once you've got the basics, you are just in business.
I love how you said they all fit together, because they do. You know what all of you guys are learning from us, it fits with what you're going to be learning with Paul. And when you're learning all of these together, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. So here I see Deborah. I love, she says that I realized this last week, and she's making a master list and organizing the programs that she has. So that's excellent. And then Fanny wants you to, if you could explain the bonus. We have many bonuses.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, no problem. So I just want to answer one more thing before, just in terms of what you were saying there, Lorette, is so true. Like, I invite Alicia and Lorette onto my database to talk about what they do, because they so supplement each other. Whatever way you look at this, when you know how to utilize social media, then you can sell your own individual services, you can get in front of more people, and they all fit once you get how they fit. And it takes us, Alicia, Lorette, myself, to show you that don't get overwhelmed. Like, don't let that stop you. If anything, you are doing what other people will never do. They get overwhelmed in knowing nothing about anything. You're getting overwhelmed in having access to so much amazing knowledge about stuff you don't know where to start. That's the better problem to have, right? Because that's more frustrating, because you're just they're at your fingertips, but you just need to figure out what order do we do them in. So we make sure we'll be helping you with that. Bonuses. Okay, so the first of the bonuses is you get a one-to-one with me. Provided you get in while I'm speaking to you right now, you get a one-to-one with me. The second one is you get Mindset Mastery, my mindset training. That's going to be included when you join today also. In addition to that, we have the access to the entire program for your partner. Right? They use the same login details as you, so they get access to everything with you. They sit in on the same one-to-one with you. Okay, they sit on the same one-to-one with you also, and you can use that whenever you wish. Plus, you've got the they come to the workshop was one bonus. This other bonus was they could get access to everything with you. And if you change your mind, we also give you $2,000 worth of training anyway, just as a thank you. Because even if you change your mind, I'm not willing to give up on you. It's like, come on, you're going to be spending so much money on the internet over the rest of your life. Like literally, you will be spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands over the internet. I know I've spent millions over the internet. I bought houses on the internet, like literally bought houses on the internet. So you're only going to be spending more on it. So the sooner you learn how to turn that around and actually appreciate that, oh my God, what am I doing making other people wealthy? And listening to the advice of people that are broke around you saying, don't touch it, it's a scam. While they're literally booking their flights on the same machine that they're telling you not to go near, when you could be making money off those flights, off those hotels, of booking, of whatever it is. But we don't think that way because unfortunately we're surrounded by people who don't think that way. But that's what rethinking is all about. It's not about telling them they're wrong. And I really, one piece of advice I'd like to give you tonight or this morning or wherever you are in the world, don't start telling other people around you that they're wrong and you're right suddenly after listening to me and Lorette for a couple of hours. Everyone's on their own journey, right? And the more you push this on somebody else, the more they'll pull away. So absolutely invite them along if you think they're a good fit to be the guest. But as I mentioned, choose wisely. Choose someone that's open to this, because when you have the right buddy, the right partner on this, this can become incredibly powerful. I mean, look at Lorette and Alicia, like, the dynamic duo. You push each other, I'm sure, all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sure clash, but that's what brings the best out in both of you, because you both have your own unique skills and you bring something completely different to the party, which is, it's so much more fun when you have somebody doing this with you. That's why I always look to partner with someone in a business, because it's more fun, the whole social aspect of it, and you can enjoy it with somebody.
Definitely. And the question was, does the guest pay as well? They do not, right?
Well, if you want to charge them half, it's up to you, but it's $497 for both of you. Absolutely, that's what it is. Yeah, and you're both in. Anush, you need, as long as you get your card while I'm here right now, I will guarantee you a one-to-one spot. So yeah, please jump in while you can. The last one with the family member joining. Could you explain? Okay, the last one. Yeah, so the last one. Okay, I understand the question now. Question is, what does access to the business partner to the entire program mean? That is the 2-for-1. So that when you join for $497, you can give access to the entire program plus a ticket to the workshop for a second person. I used to restrict this to a family member or to a business partner, but right now, because people, it's so difficult to know, are you allowed to hang around with somebody else, or can you try? I just say, you know what, if you've got somebody that's in need of this and you want to pick that person over a family member or over a business partner, feel free to do that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Camelia, I don't know, I haven't gone in and checked. I can go in and check in a moment before I finish up, just to confirm you got in for a one-to-one spot. I'll do that in a moment. Thank you. Okay, cool, France Earl, thank you very much. Thank you, Kokia. Thank you, Lorette. I love coming on speaking to your audience. They remind me so much of my own. Unbelievably engaging, unbelievably positive. Sometimes you can speak to people's audiences, and there's just this level of, it's hard to explain, but they're not going to make it if they want everything for nothing. It's like they're not willing to do any work. But your tribe are so reflective of the way you guys are. You got to invest in yourself. You got to go do some stuff. It's not a magic button and suddenly money falls from heaven, right? It's you got to learn some stuff. You got to add some value. You got to step up and say, I'm sick of just being waiting for money to be handed to me. I got to go and learn some simple basic skills that change everything. And literally, as you know, Loretta, it can just take a couple of months here to be in the top point of a percentage in the world about how to do this stuff. It is so uncommon knowledge, and it's our mission to spread it.
Yes, it's a great group, and like you said, they know that they have to implement and get the work done. So we have Camilla saying, thanks Alicia and Lorette for a great opportunity and at such a great price. Yes. And then Latoya saying the deadline is this discount. How long is the discount for?
Well, for tonight is the cutoff for the one-to-one, and all of the bonuses that are here. If you want to join during the week, Latoya, and that's the only way you can, it will exclude the the 1-to-1, and it will exclude the 2-for-1. And that's just for me to keep my integrity in terms of the promises I'm making here. I can't say, yeah, you have to get in now, and then say, not really, because you do need to get in now for those, but you can still get the rest later in the week, Latoya. So yeah, absolutely.
All right. Excellent. All right, Paul. Anything to wrap up? I hope anybody have any last minute questions for Paul while he's standing there. This is it. Let's see.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, guys, I can't believe I'm speaking 2 hours already. That's incredible.
I know. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Make sure you get in now. I don't know if those 9 spots are up, but while Paul's here, you better snatch it.
Chandra says, can we just have the Twitter marketing training? Chandra, to buy the Twitter marketing training is more than your entire investment.
Right.
So if you want to, yes, but that would be a bit crazy. It's going to be included with this. So I would just get this and get this for a lot cheaper. Good question.
So France, the promotion for the rest of the week. Well, as Paul was saying, you won't get the bonuses, you won't get the one-on-ones. You can still get it at the discount, but there will be stuff that's taken away from it. Do you still get the group, the family pass, or the?
Okay, so to be 100% clear on that, because I think people are really keen, a couple of people are keen to know that. The 1-to-1 will be taken out. Okay, that's not included. They can bring a second guest to the workshop, but it's not the 2-for-1. They don't get access to all of the training. So they can bring the guests to the workshop. So I want to be fair, but I need to be even fairer to those that are taking action today.
Right. Okay.
Congratulations,
welcome, Lisa. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And I think that's it. So once again, I thank you for joining us today, Paul. Everybody, thank you from the Learning Tube. We appreciate it. Francis, great. Thanks. Everybody's thanking you, Paul. So once again, thanks for a great session. And we will talk to you guys again. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. And we'll keep this open for you for a while. So make sure you jump in before the end of today to get all of those bonuses. Do whatever you need to do, because honestly, it's way better than I've even described. So that's pretty good. Thank you again, Red. Really appreciate the opportunity, and we'll see you next Monday.